Hello, it's Yvonne back to do your bonus read. So we're going to use the Beautiful Creatures Tarot for this reading. This deck will have to go away until next Halloween. It's been well loved, and it's starting to get very sort of chipped around the edges. So I noticed it the other day. Some of the decks are so incredibly beautiful, but they're just not built for tarot readers, and other decks are amazing. There is somebody at work here who's going to make an offer to you. So if you work with someone that you feel has their eye on you, it's possible they may be asking you out here. But I also feel that there is an energy here that for some of you this may mean promotion, or somebody at work finally seeing your good work. Definitely feels like work to me though. I mean, it could be work put in it could be putting work into a relationship with a partner too. All right, let's get going with the bonus read. Okie dokie, so we get the Ace of Swords. How very interesting. Just came out in the What's Cracking reading. So the funny part is, when a card comes out twice like this, it's so much more powerful for me. And I've said to many people, I could go ahead and do another reading with a third deck, and the Ace of Swords is probably going to appear again. When a card is determined to come through, when Spirit knows that they need to get that card through, they'll go to all lengths to get it to you. The Ace of Swords is obviously a very important card today, and I know that I have some beautiful people who do the astrology for me. The Ace of Swords is about the truth. It's about seeing things clearly for the first time. It's like coming out of the clouds and somebody handing you the sword and going to battle. It's about clear communication. It is about having truth and clarity. It's about stepping into your truth and understanding who you are at the deepest level. The Ace of Swords for me has always been a very powerful card because it's very personally powerful. It's always been something that I struggled with for such a long time. It's not about being honest, it's about being true to who you were. So starting the YouTube channel up for me was a huge one. Putting my face out there, putting my voice out there, all of those things, huge task. And I really struggled with it to start with. I didn't show my face for months when I first started the channel up. I didn't like my voice, so I had to try and get past that. All of those things that you live with that are part of your low self-esteem or confidence really come to the surface with the Ace of Swords to be dealt with. So what this is with the Ace of Swords, it could be, for example, that if you've learned to speak up for yourself, you've learned to ask for what you want in life. The swords are about communication, they're about clarity, but they're also about having this sort of, I almost want to say, this precision about who you are and not being scared to show it, cutting people out if they don't serve you, understanding not everybody in your life is going to be good for you, and understanding that you have to sort of take these very sort of sharp measures to move things around. So Ace of Swords coming through once again. So something is coming here. Six of Pentacles is behind this, and the Six of Pentacles is a very beautiful card. It's sort of like sharing the wealth. It's like making sure everybody gets a fair deal. For me, it's very much a equal give and take card. And I hear people saying sometimes equal give and take is unrealistic. And I think that's quite, when you say it like that, you're looking at it way too literally. Equal give and take isn't a complete and utter 50-50. Equal give and take is what you do, I do as well. So it's sort of like, it doesn't need to be measured in terms of how much you're giving or how much you're taking, as long as something's coming back. For example, you know, you may have someone who's sick and you may go around to look after them, and you may do everything that you can to help them to get better. Now, what you would expect in return there, which I feel is the equal part, is that somebody would be grateful for your help. But if you're constantly doing things for people and you're not getting acknowledged, thanked, or, you know, any sort of gratuity, then to me that is not equal give and take. It doesn't have to be 50-50, but it does mean that you are being given something for your time and trouble. If people aren't thanking you, you may be doing something, for example, So you're donating to something, but you're not seeing the results of that. You might do it anonymously, for example. But then maybe that the gratitude in the Six of Pentacles comes from yourself for what you've done. It may relieve you of guilt. It may give you a nice feeling inside. But whatever it is, Six of Pentacles is always about sharing. Totally about sharing. So there is a cycle that's finishing here with the Ten of Wands, and we have the Six of Swords, so you're moving away from something, Nine of Wands. Something that's created a great deal of pain in your past. Okay, Queen of Cups, self-love. All right, I know exactly what the universe is going at here. The Ace of Swords is the truth. We understand the truth. The truth that you've had to learn throughout your life is this energy, this Six of Pentacles energy. It's about understanding that it's okay to accept back. It's okay to take back thanks. You are being recognized, whatever it is with that Six of Pentacles. Your lesson in life was to understand how to receive, not to just give. Now, I have this all the time with people go, I'm a people pleaser. It makes me feel really good. I like doing things for people. That energy isn't healthy if you do not expect something in return. It is a trauma response. It's called fawning. It is about you avoiding many times conflict. Now that doesn't mean all of the time, but if you are announcing you're a people pleaser, then you need to understand that sometimes you need to accept back, and that may be the lesson you have to learn here. Romantic relationships is where this is really pertinent or dominant. We meet someone, we're totally enamored by them, totally in love with them, and we give them everything, and they're cruel to us. So we think, well, we really love them. If we love them just a little bit more, maybe they will be less cruel. But it doesn't work that way. So you keep giving, you keep investing, you keep giving more love, you keep giving more time, you wait on them more, you give them more, hoping that they may love you back. But guess what? Doesn't happen that way, because what starts to happen is the level of love you're giving outbalances what you're getting back. Big toxic cycle coming through right there. So I feel like for some of you, you may have understood the value of that, because you are completing a cycle here with the Ten of Wands. You are moving into a new time. You are letting go of that mentality of going round in circles and getting hurt all the time. I feel like it's quite interesting, the image on this, but what it makes me feel like is that you are sacrificing yourself for someone else, and you've learned not to do that anymore, because we have the Queen of Cups here, which says to me that you have learned to love yourself enough to accept that it's okay to receive back. So if you go into a relationship with someone and you're always organizing everything and the other person isn't doing that, sometimes they're not available to you, sometimes perhaps they don't show you the love you deserve, you're going to understand loving someone and not receiving love back is very, very difficult energy. And if you're codependent, you will keep working at that until you are almost to the bone. Because somehow you think you're going to save that person. Somehow you think that you're going to fix them, that you're going to change them by giving them more love. That is codependency. All right, let's see where we're going. Okay, so I have the Knight of Swords coming through here. Okay, so this is Gemini energy. You can see by the twins on the card. This is the energy of someone coming in very, very quickly with some sort of truth or delivering some sort of message. The swords can also represent communication in terms of an apology or an explanation. And somebody is coming through very, very quickly here because they would like to offer you something to resolve something that's happened before. These cards are a little bit harder to fit into the screen, so we'll do a bit of wriggling here. All right, Eight of Cups coming through. Four of Pentacles. Wow, somebody's let something go. And we have the Paranormal here, which is sort of like an additional card in this deck. Somebody has walked away from something, somebody has let something go, and they want to tell you, advise you, or give you some sort of explanation. Now, it could be you that's done this too. It could be you that's released something, let something go. The Four of Pentacles, Eight of Cups for me is definitely leaving something behind that was not emotionally serving you. So maybe for some of you, this is the cycle you've completed here. The cycle you're completing. I feel like already you know with this cycle that there's something very spiritual about what's happened here. There is definitely this feeling that you're understanding the greater purpose for this happening, the greater purpose for you seeing things in the way that you're now seeing them. Let's just dig a little deeper. All right, so we have the Two of Cups coming through. I thought we might get a little bit of a confirmation. Ace of Pentacles here. Somebody wants to offer you something beautiful here. Nine of Pentacles. Somebody seeing you in your true value. Now, if you're standing in the Ace of Swords energy, you're going to be very attractive to people. You may still be attractive because of that codependent energy. Unfortunately, as much as we change the inside, we seem to still reflect the empath energy on the outside. And that's not always healthy, because even though you've healed, you may still attract the same people. Unfortunately, it seems to be the way of the universe here. But you're learning. I feel like you're on the threshold of understanding this energy, because you're understanding the spiritual reason for why something has happened. And I feel like if you get into that energy where you're realizing there's a deeper lesson, and you've stepped out of the romantic energy, feeling this was a romantic relationship, and you're starting to understand that you had to learn to heal yourself, then you are nearly there. There is somebody approaching you here who has walked away from something in their own life. They are now in this single energy with the Nine of Pentacles. They have left something behind. They have realized the connection they have with you, and the Ace of Pentacles tells me they want to offer you something new. This person has left something behind. They have something to say to you here. Now, the question I'd be asking with the paranormal one is, has this person healed as well? Because I feel like here you're getting an opportunity to see whether they've gone through their own process. We have the completion with the World card. We have the Hanged Man here, and the Six of Wands, which talks of victory. So is the victory for you that you are going to see someone still in the old energy? Is the victory for you because you're learning how much your value is now and you're moving away from someone? Because somehow or another here, I feel like you are being given the test, and that's what I got before. So like you are being asked to understand when this person returns, how to tell whether they have been through the healing or not, or whether they're still in the same energy as before. So have you moved on, and has this person healed? So somehow or another you are learning what is good for you here. Is this going to be the Six of Pentacles energy again, or am I going to go back to the old pattern of overgiving to relationships? Is this person going to invest in me the way that I need to invest in them? Because there is a victory card here, but I'm not really sure whether the victory is that you're seeing this for what it truly is, or that the victory is that your person has healed and is coming back in. Whatever it is, those butterflies are telling me that you've been through a huge transformation. Are you going to see this for what it is, or are you going to accept it for what it isn't? Because you have not healed. So I feel like with the What's Cracking reading, there was a great energy of standing in who you've become, being true to the person you are, which is very, very much this Nine of Pentacles energy. And she is wearing those wings, by the way, too. There is a completion of a cycle here. So we know that you've gone through some sort of learning, but it's like you're being tested to see how far you've come. Ace of Swords here, the truth, equal give and take. There is a completion of a cycle here where you have moved away from an old way of doing things. You understood because you saw the pattern here, and you've learned to love yourself here with this Queen of Cups. You are a beautiful, intuitive human being who has learned to bring themselves through this energy. So are you going to revisit it? Are you going to stay true to who you are? Because if you're going to revisit this and you haven't healed, you're just going to bring yourself back into a toxic situation again. But you will see that once it happens. The Hanged Man really makes me feel here that the universe is saying to you, you need to see this from a different perspective. Don't go back to your old lens. Don't go back to the way you used to see things. Wheel of Fortune. Something is coming around again to be addressed here. Something was not resolved, and it has something to do with something that's happened before you healed. Six of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, King of Swords, the Empress. Oh, how beautiful is that? Okay, so there's somebody coming in with an offer here. And I feel like you're being asked here because the King of Swords is here. You could be dealing with a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. You could be dealing with an Aries energy. There is something here that says to me that you need to stay in this King of Swords energy because you are the Empress now. You've done all this work. This is where you are now. So you have to wield that sword, but you have to wield the sword from the King of Swords energy, which means that you are doing it from a place of knowledge, logic, and all the other stuff. So maybe that's what you need to learn. All right, let's see what's happening. Oh, okay, we'll take that one. Transmission. Card number 7. Isn't it a beautiful card? Have a good look. Some of you definitely dealing with a Gemini out there because that's Gemini energy again. Twins. Okay, let's have a look at what's going on here. Spreading of conditions, influence, impact. There are those who cannot bear to be parted, and so even if one has been affected with what you would call a negative, something that is likely to create difficulties and challenges in life or even compromise life, some would rather share the negative experience than be parted by the possibility of two separate experiences. Thus we have a strange phenomenon. The deliberate adoption of behaviours and attitudes and sometimes even illnesses, almost as if they are infectious, even when they are not. You have names for this in your medical world, and your social scientists do work on this too. Who we spend our time with, who we share our lives with, is who we are very likely to become. We are special beings, even us, and we adapt and adopt and become alike over time. It is as simple as observing that who you are with, who you spend your time with, who you choose to surround yourself or have an influence on you. As your poet John Donne said, no man is an island. And so we sisters are here to tell you of the danger you're courting and the decision you must make. For you are either influencing another very strongly, and they may make a life-changing decision simply to share life with you more closely. They cannot bear to be separate and will draw closer to you through this. Or another is influencing you very strongly, and you would rather endure what some people call hell than be separated by diverging experiences. For we sisters, the choice was made long ago. One of us was transformed against her wishes, but the other could not be left behind to live and die as a mortal while the other watched. And our differing natures growing further and further apart over the years, we could not bear to experience that. So we are together for as long as we can sustain this form. Was this the right thing for us to choose? Should we have made another creature deliberately knowing the suffering it may bring? Perhaps we should not have, but for us, facing our lives as separate beings, one a danger to the other was not even a consideration. For you, your choice may be easier. Think before the influence that need not be takes a little of your soul away. It says here you will have someone to travel with on the journey you are undertaking. There will be friendship, laughter, and the sharing of the experience. But the curse here is feeling guilty for someone wanting to come with you. It is their choice and their soul's journey. Do not deny them the gift of your company simply because the road you share is tough. So I feel like there's going to be a choice here. I feel like we're probably talking about twin flames for some of you, especially with this card. But there is a choice here on whether you move forward or whether you choose to move on in your own energy. All right, I'll leave you with that. Thank you.